Seleucid. You see, beneath that in purple, Ptolemaic Empire. And that's who that was. The Ptolemies that took that, okay? Go ahead.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Okay, we're going to go back to Daniel now. That was the end of verse 7, right? Or the end of verse 6.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Verse 6 again. And after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it.
And this is about 331 when this was an accomplished feat. In other words, Alexander's campaigns that spanned from Greece, unifying the different Greek city-states, and then coming through Asia, coming through Armenia, coming down through Jerusalem, Syria, all the way to the east. By the time he had finished, it was 331 BC. Go ahead.
Verse 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible.
But I want you to know something. You notice how it's saying the 4th beast. The first beast was a lion that had eagle's wings. The second beast was a bear that had 2 sides, 1 side high. The third beast was a leopard with 4 wings and 4 heads. But this 4th beast don't seem to have any type of animal or figure or creature that it represents. So we're going to have to go to another chapter and get that. But first we're going to finish reading this verse. Go ahead.
Verse 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly.
And that is the Roman Empire. Dreadful, it said exceedingly strong. Go ahead.
And it had great iron teeth.
Just like the part of the image that Nebuchadnezzar saw, it said it was feet of iron and clay, but it said it had the strength in it of iron. That's talking about its military force. Go ahead.
It devoured and brake in pieces, and stabbed the residue with the feet of it.
In other words, it took down the Greeks, it took down it took all kingdoms that would have tried to contend, because you know the people, it's not taught in school very much in history, but the Greeks, man, they was fighting with the Romans big time. Antiochus the Great, when you read chapter 1 of Maccabees, and it gets down to Antiochus Epiphanes, and it tells you he had been hostage in Rome, brother, the Greeks, the Romans messed up the Greeks so bad that they put Antiochus under tribute and made him send his son hostage. They had to say every year the successors had to send their sons as hostage until the debt that was paid off. And it was about, the debt was over the fact that the Seleucid line would go in and raid and have wars with Egypt. When you read Daniel chapter 11, it keeps talking about the king of the north and the king of the south. Well, the Seleucid line was messing with the rice that was being, the grain and rice that was being sent to Rome, to Italy. And the Romans didn't like that. So they whooped up on Alexander, on Antiochus the Great. The first of the Antiochus, he wasn't the first of the Antiochus, but he was Antiochus Epiphanes' father. And had him pay tribute, but it was a heavy amount. It was going to take like decades to pay it off. So as long as they were under the yoke of paying that penalty, they always had to pay the penalty and leave. The king that was ruling always had to leave his son, the successor, as a hostage in Rome. And they treated him right as long as the money was coming in. But that's what that was about. The Romans was vicious, and they don't teach you a whole lot about the wars that took place between Antiochus III, who's known as Antiochus the Great, and the Romans. Anyway, verse 7, after this I saw in the night vision, and behold, the 4th beast, talking about the Romans, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had what?
And it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stabbed the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it.
This is what we're going to do now with this beast. The first thing we're going to do is it's killing me that all the other beasts got some wrong, got some what can I put, an animal attribute, and the 4th one did. Because when you check out this depiction, you know, when you pull these images up off the web, it got a dinosaur, it looked like T-Rex. But when you read the scriptures didn't say it was a lizard. the scriptures tell you what it was. So we're going to go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 11. We ain't going to break down the whole chapter now. We're just going to go and prove or find out what type of animal representation this fourth beast was given in the scriptures. Because Daniel, the Most High didn't give it to Daniel. Daniel didn't mention it. So if you go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 11, we're going to read verse 1 and 2. Then you're going to jump down to verse 36. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha, chapter 11 and verse 1. Then saw I a dream.
Now this is the prophet Ezra. Like I said earlier in the beginning of the series, eventually we're going to be breaking down Ezra chapter 11, Ezra chapter 12, 13, 15, and 16, apocalyptic chapters of this book. But I'm using excerpts right now from chapter 11 and then following chapter 12, just excerpts to show you how it relates to Daniel chapter 7, talking about one and the same thing. Go ahead.
Verse 1. Then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle.
Listen to that. A what?
An eagle.
Let me put another picture here now that we got, because this T-Rex is killing me. Go ahead and read it as I'm looking for this.
Verse 1 again. Then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle, which had 12 feathered wings and 3 heads. And I saw,
I'm going to go ahead and cover the 12 tribes side for now, because I'm going to need all of these simultaneously. Is that cool? Okay, go ahead.
Verse 2. And I saw,
read it from the top again, verse 1, I'm sorry.
Verse 1. Then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle, which had 12 feathered wings and 3 heads.
Now check this out.
And I saw,
that was verse 1, right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And I saw, and behold, she spread her wings over all the earth.
Now, this is the fourth book. Let's get to that. She did what?
She spread her wings over all the earth.
Because what we got right here, this was the original one. First of all, we're starting with Greece. Because when you look at Rome, the Roman Empire, like I said, they warred with Greece. The peculiar, let me slow down. Chapter 7, verse 7 said a few things about the fourth beast, aside from the fact that it had great iron teeth and stamped the residue with, to pieces. It said that it was different from all the other kingdoms. You know what I mean? And the difference in the Roman Empire was, it wasn't, how can I put it? Its military might. Its military might, that's what it was known for. But its culture, its literature, the education aspect of Rome was Grecian. You understand? And that's why it was called the Greco-Roman Empire. But I want to get more on that eagle. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And I saw, and behold, she spread her wings over all the earth, and all the winds of the air blew on her, and were gathered together.
That's symbolic. When it said she spread her wings over all the earth, it's literally symbolic of literally this eagle dominated and was lifted and was supported by reign over the entire earth. Go ahead. I want you to jump down to verse 36 now.
Verse 36. Then I heard a voice which said unto me, Look before thee.
The Most High was speaking to Ezra and telling him to check something else up. I'm getting ready to show you something else. Go ahead.
Look before thee and consider the thing that thou seest.
In other words, he wanted Daniel to check out the vision that was coming next. Go ahead.
Verse 37. And I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion.
In this scripture, the lion is symbolic of Christ. Go ahead.
Chased out of the wood.
Coming out of the forest. Go ahead.
And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle.
So this lion, which is symbolic of Yahushua Christ, is addressing the eagle. Now watch what he says to this. Watch what the lion says to the eagle. He's going to remind us of something. Go ahead.
And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle and said, Hear thou, I will talk with thee.
Listen up, I'm getting ready to address you. Go ahead.
And the highest shall say unto thee,
And the Most High